Good morning, home business owners, small business entrepreneurs, basically network marketers. You often wonder, why you're not making it to that next rank advancement, why your sales aren't as high as they should be. And you have to be doing certain items, certain things to move your business forward. You know that there's certain things that you need to be doing to get that success that you're looking for, but yet for some reason you're not doing them, you're not accomplishing them. Perhaps you get started, you'll go out there and you'll go out there and make some connections and get rolling, and then all of a sudden after a couple of days you stop. See, the key things here that we've got to identify, okay? A couple of things we've got to understand is, do you go through these patterns? You feel like you know what your end goal is, you kind of know what you want out of life, out of your network marketing business. You're looking for that success, that time freedom, and yet you're not doing things that are conducive to achieving that. Have you ever often noticed? I see somebody jumped on. Let me see who it is. Davey, hey, great. How you doing there, Davey? Today I want to talk about patterns and triggers. Okay, good morning. My name's Tom Speed, and I'm coming to you live from my network marketing gym of success, where every day my vision is focused on your success, your network marketing success, to help you achieve more sales, more quality signups. Think about the paradigm shift here. Quality signups. People who are actually looking for what you have. They're out there. They're out there and they're looking for you. They're looking for someone like you and an opportunity just like you have. But it's learning how to connect with them. And that's where I come in at the gym here. I help you, like network marketing is like any other profession. There's skills involved to become successful. And that's what my job is, to help you take those network marketing skills through some simple to apply strategies, leveraging social media, help you get more sales, more signups. Good morning, Dave. Thanks for getting on, man. Good to see you. Let's talk later on this morning. Think about this as you go forward. Think about putting these skills to work and to work for you. That's what I do here at the gym. Help you transform these skills into marketing muscles. Let's get into today's topic. Today's topic: triggers and patterns. Have you ever noticed that you're doing certain things in your life? Now, this is not just for your network marketing business. This could be related to any aspect of your life. You may identify some things here. Perhaps sometimes somebody says something to you and it triggers a certain response. And along with that response comes a pattern of actions that you take. And sometimes those patterns of actions aren't quite what you'd like to be doing, but you take them anyway because that's what you've done in the past and that's what you'll do next time as well. See, what happens is there's something known as a psychological trigger that triggered that response, that triggered you to fire that particular pattern. See, we do things repetitiously through habits on a daily basis. One of the reasons why we're doing that, you all know, is because it's based upon our pre-programmed conditions, based upon our self-image, it's programs that our subconscious is running. But what happens is there's usually a trigger that'll trigger a certain response in a pattern of actions that you take. Perhaps it's in your network marketing business. Perhaps you may have a pattern of, you get a couple of people in and you start to feel a little cocky. You start to feel like you've gotten somewhere, like you're there. And then all of a sudden that creates a pattern where you stop doing those things that got you those couple of people. And the key is, it could just be something as simple as the people who you got signed up, they were duds. They didn't do anything. And that created a pattern where you didn't go out and talk to anybody for a while. Have you ever noticed that? Well, you've got to understand these triggers and patterns aren't getting you any closer to your end game. They're not getting you any closer to your destinations. Just as these triggers can trigger things that deprive you from your results, you can start to create triggers that'll actually create patterns of success. Patterns that'll move you closer to your end game, move you closer to that next rank advancement, move you closer to that on-stage recognition, move you closer to that time freedom. Think about this. What are the patterns that you're running now that really don't give you any benefit, that aren't in your best interest? We all have them. We have them in our faith, we have them in our relationships, we have them in our finance, we have them in our fitness, we have them in our health. Have them in our business, in our every aspects. I mean, the gym here. Sometimes I'll be going along really well, and all of a sudden I might get sick or something, and I'll let that be an excuse not to let things settle, let things slide, and I start to have inconsistency, or the weather thing or something like that. You're letting other triggers trigger a pattern that's not getting you closer to your results. Think about that. In finances, perhaps you've gotten to the point where, all of a sudden you had a couple of good windfalls, a couple of good jobs, a couple of good, commissions, and you're feeling pretty good. And all of a sudden, your cash flow's doing great. All of a sudden it triggers a pattern where you go out and you buy stupid stuff because you feel that, wow, you did it. Think about this. Okay, a little recognition, a little reward for yourself is great, but think about these patterns. Now, the key here is what we want to do is we want to start identifying what the pattern is. And we want to identify what triggered it. See, right now you're running these patterns and you're not even aware of the fact. If you think back through your day and through events, certain events, you're going to start to realize that you do run patterns. You're going to start to realize that, you're right. You're probably actually starting to shake your head, yes, now, that you are running patterns, that you do see yourself creating these patterns that aren't getting you to the end game. Think about the fact that you can actually start creating triggers that'll actually trigger a pattern that's going to compel you to take certain actions, a pattern that's going to compel you to follow through with certain things, a pattern that's going to move you closer to that next rank advancement and that next on-stage recognition and closer to that financial freedom. The key is setting these patterns, eliminating the patterns of destruction and creating patterns of success, creating triggers that success. The key is a lot of this has to do with your self-image. So if you can start to improve your self-image, a lot of that's going to play in big time in the patterns that you run and the triggers that trigger you. See, what happens, one of the reasons why we run these patterns and why these triggers affect us this way, you see, although consciously you want to become successful in your network marketing business, well, basically what's happened is your self-image, which is based upon your past, which isn't success in network marketing, it's based upon your past, your entire life. And what happens is that self-image is one thing, and your conscious mind is another. Conscious mind is responsible for 5% of what we do. Your subconscious is responsible for 95% of what we do. Your subconscious sees that self-image of your past. What's happening, it wants to maintain a balance between what it knows and the real life. And that's why what happens is certain things you do are you're doing based upon your past, based upon who you were in the past, based upon information that was imprinted on you, thoughts, beliefs, and imaginations, all the things that you may not even realize, but people have imprinted and programmed into you, and these things are helping you run those patterns of destruction that are keeping you from moving forward. But once we start to change that self-image, okay, and start creating new psychological triggers that will actually trigger a response and a pattern that we can dictate, that we can run, that's going to move us closer to what we want. See, the key is the more you can set this up to become part of your autopilot, part of your subconscious programming that, okay, whenever this happens, this is what I'm going to do. See, what happens is now this is something we have control over. We don't have control over anything that happens outside of us. Life is happening for us, and the reason it's happening for us is based upon that programming that we're running on a daily basis, those triggers and those programs. See, as we get to change those patterns and triggers, okay, to be in alignment with our success, but we've got to see that success. That success image is what's going to compel those new triggers to be fired. That's what's going to compel those new patterns to be run. These are some simple, easy steps that when applied, when you apply these, think about some of those negative patterns that are keeping you from certain aspects of your life. Think about the fact that if they were actually working the opposite, where would you be in your life? What are you looking for? See, these patterns, although they may not seem like they have a purpose, they actually do. They're trying to keep you in alignment with your personal image of your personal reality, which was based upon your past. That's what they're trying to do. They're not allowing you to move forward. They're trying to keep you right where you are, status quo. And that's why whenever you go out there and venture out to try to do something, you trigger another pattern, a pattern of destruction. I know people who hit success in business, and because all of a sudden business is successful, they actually sabotage themselves. And, Gay Hendricks talked about that in the book, The Big Leap. breaking through your upper limit. It's an upper limit problem. When people break through that upper limit, they feel that they've got to go back to where they were. In other words, they're too successful. They shouldn't be enjoying the success, and they'll do something to sabotage that. It's just like you with your network marketing business. The same thing is happening. There's reasons why you're not going out there doing the actions that you need to do on a regular basis. Come on, we all realize these are very simple. What is it? Building a list, whether online or offline. Inviting people on that list, right? Not big deal. Inviting people to find out if they're open to a solution to a pain or problem that they have in their life that you can help. Okay? Presenting to those people, not a big issue. We don't have to draw circles on napkins anymore. Okay, it's something simple. Closing people, nothing more than asking for a decision. Following up, onboarding, nothing more than the next logical progression. But we're not doing this. We're reluctant. We're not running that pattern. Think about what you could do to create a psychological trigger that would allow you to run a pattern. Maybe it's a pattern of simply making a connection, making a couple of connections a day. What could it be? It could be something as simple as, if you see a red car first thing in the morning, whenever you see a red car, you're going to do this. Whenever someone talks to you, whenever you see somebody from your business, from your existing business, whenever somebody contacts you about the business, there triggers a pattern where you go out there and make two connections. Think about how you can use triggers and patterns for your success and start eliminating the havoc that they're wreaking with you towards your goals today. See, you can change what you do, you just can't change what's going on for you, how life is happening for you. But what'll happen is, once you start to change these triggers and patterns and that self-image, you're going to see that life is still happening for you, but now it's happening for the new you. Okay, right now you think it's happening to you because it's happening to the person in the past. In other words, it's happening for that person in the past, the one that in your self-image. That's why you got to build that self-image. You've got to do something with it. You can't just continue working with that image of your past, because you'll continue to get what you had in the past. See, this is all simple stuff. Up until 20 years ago, they didn't even realize any of this was possible. But now we realize science has proven it. That's the only reason I got on board with a lot of this mindset stuff, is because I never put any credence into it until I started to dig deep and found the science that goes behind it. And that's when I realized it's something I should pay attention to. And that's once I started paying attention to it, it's transformed my life on many levels. And it can do that for you too. Hopefully you got a little bit of value over. I went a little long. I'm trying to get my videos down to like 10 minutes. This one's 12. Sometimes they go about 18, 20. So this is an improvement. See, this is a trigger, right? A psychological trigger. I did a 12, 13-minute video. Well, that's going to trigger me to find a way I can chop that even more. Build a psychological trigger. Create a pattern that's going to get you what you want. Start creating those triggers and the patterns in alignment with your end game. Hopefully that makes sense. If you know people who could use this, make sure you get it to them. With the buttons down below, there's ways you can do that. And if you get any value out of any of these, feel free to smash that heart button. And I've offered this to a lot of people. A lot of people have taken me up on it. Each day I do an episode here at the gym. If you would like a particular aspect of your network marketing business covered in one of these episodes at the gym, I'd be more than happy to do that. Why? Because my vision is focused on your network marketing success to help you achieve more. Great stuff, Tom. Davey, I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to get on and, listen. My goal in life, Davey, is to create a massive impact on that pond of life, the ripple effect that just continues on and on and on. If I can help one person who can go out and help 10 other people, think about that. That's what I'm looking for, trying to help people achieve that success in their network marketing business. What's your goals? What's your dreams? Are your triggers and patterns in alignment with that, or are they totally out of alignment? You can change that today. It's about taking action. We all have to be action takers, because there's no one going to take the action for you. I can help you, I can guide you, but I can't take the action for you. Only action takers will get anything out of any of these exercises. Thanks for getting on. I appreciate you getting on here. Look forward to working with you if possible. Take care. Have yourself an awesome Monday, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Take care. Have a great day. We'll catch up later this morning, Davey. Bye. One more video to do.